So today, we will discuss about workflow. So this workflow topic is one of the important topic because whenever we are working on any project, suppose we are having some process build in. Suppose I will take example of ITSM application. So we have catalog items and in incident we have SLA. So in SLA, all the calculations or notifications which are triggered, those are triggered using our workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Because what workflow does is it is a automating steps because it generally automates the process. If suppose for an example, suppose we are having a catalog item for some access request and it has to be fulfilled automatically, like automatic approval should go and the person should do the approval, and after approving those access request, the automatic catalog task or some task gets generated, so that relevant team starts working on that particular task, and then automation works as soon as the task is completed, so their full complete process completed. So for this kind of purpose, our workflow is used. So what workflow is? So it is an interface where we have multiple activities that can be added as per the requirement, uh, such as approvals, notification, tasks, right? So we have multiple activities. So we will get to know what all those activities, because those are not just one or two. So there are many activities in work which can be utilized, and it will look like a flowchart. Like we used to create or study about flowchart at very earlier stage of our education. We have learned what is flowchart algorithm. So flowchart generally we draw some step-by-step procedure to a certain coding algorithm, right? So same way workflow is running here. So it has multiple activities and we can label it as per the information whatever we provide to those activities and transitions from one activity to another. Okay. So those are workflows. So for just an example, I will show, I will just take this change request. Suppose this is an example of flow workflow. So you are able to see my screen here.
Yeah, I can see.
So these are the flowchart representation of this particular automation process. Okay, here you can see as soon as we click on new, this begin and end will come by default, and rest of the activities you have to get it from these core activities,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can see here we have multiple core activities: approval, notifications, and on condition we have if condition switch, wait for condition, right? And in notification we have create event, generate notification. On call we have certain features to be utilized, and in service catalog side we have a scriptable order guide. Subflows we can run. We can add other flow within this particular flow. So for that purpose we can use subflow also. And task side we can create any task or catalog task. And in timer we can define certain timer. This timer is generally used whenever we want some calculations to be done, like in SLA workflow. So in SLA, we have to calculate the SLA time, it is completed 25%, 50%, 100%, right? So
Mm-hmm.
based on that, this timer is used. And in utilities side, we have multiple things in utilities, like set value, run script, right? Return value, join, branch. So these all activities can be done within this core activities. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the core activities when you create any workflow. So you have to use all those activities according to the requirement. Suppose if they are asking to provide approval or notification or some task generation as part of catalog item. So you can utilize these all activities here from here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then next, I will tell you some things. So getting started with workflows. So how you will navigate to your workflow editor. You have to type here workflow editor and you will get this under workflow, you will get workflow editor. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
As soon as you click on this workflow editor, you will redirect to this welcome screen. Okay. And all the existing workflow can be visible here and here as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here you will see all the workflows and here you can see like published workflows or checked out workflows. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can see workflow consists of multiple parts like properties, activities, transition, exit conditions, contexts, versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So properties will generally have the properties of that particular workflow, like workflow name or the table where this workflow is running. So we will see what this property is all. So this is the property. Suppose this is the workflow and this is the property. Okay. And as soon as I have clicked on this workflow properties, you will see some basic basic things of this workflow that would be added here. You can see name table is added here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we have activities. So activities are those ones, core activities. Okay. So those activities are sequence of operations the workflow performs such as generating record, notify approvals, or running a script, right? So those all activities are performed to generate the automation for catalog item or SLA or change request or any table wherever we are trying to automate the things. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the transition? Specify the condition under which to run an activity. So these are the transitions like happening. Suppose this is executed and now they have written some condition here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it is yes, it will go here. If it is no, it will run this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So same way, these are the transitions, like on what base you have to run your next activity, okay?
Yeah.
Or what actions you have to perform first, and then after that you have to perform that, and then after that you have to perform certain things step by step, okay?
Yep.
Now here is the exit condition. That is like transition exit conditions are almost the same. They are talking about these transitions running this transition from this activity to this activity to this. So these are the transitions happening from one activity to another, right?
Yeah.
And we have this end activity where the workflow gets end as soon as the workflow is finished here.
Mm-hmm.
So suppose then this automation is completed for that particular process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And yeah, so these all I have already shown. See, this is the transition we are showing from this activity to this, right?
Yep.
And here simple exit condition. Exit condition means if suppose our approval is approved, what we have to do. And suppose our approval is rejected, what we have to do. So these are the exit condition from this activity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see they have shown the example of a standard change workflow. Like I'm showing you the example for item designer approvals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see here we have begin activity, then approval action, wait for condition. And here, suppose wait for condition is also one of the important activity because you can wait for certain conditions to be happened. Suppose a state is new and now you want like next activity to be performed when a state is in progress. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this will wait until that particular record is set to in progress. As soon as it is set to in progress, it will execute the next condition. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And now we will talk about this workflow activities. So core activities, I have mentioned you, right? Those are the core activities: approval, rollback, condition, notification, subflow, task workflow activities, timer workflow activities, utility workflow activities. So those are all the activities. See, utility activities are those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So far, any question here? Like for what purpose this workflow is used? Can you tell me for what purpose this workflow is used?
Automation of activities.
Automation for the process.
Yep.
Suppose any process, you can just think about catalog item. So catalog item
Approvals.
generally have approvals, notifications, task generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if suppose there are more complex requirement for catalog ones, so they will have lot of activities based on conditions. They will trigger certain tasks, or they can generate 5 tasks, 6 tasks, 10 tasks, any number of tasks they can generate here step by step.
Yep.
Okay, so workflow is used for the automation of particular process, like whichever wherever we are defining this workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now let me try to create one. Suppose let me open one of the. Suppose we have a standard laptop. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let me open and see if any workflow is added for this one. See, this is a catalog item. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and for any catalog item, you have to select the table as SC request item on
Mm-hmm.
that workflow.
Yep.
Okay, and you have to add that workflow here.
Through the
Okay,
workflow.
yeah, there is existing workflow. I can create new one also.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just remove this. So whatever workflow you create there for catalog item, you have to define that workflow here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, otherwise nothing will get executed.
Yep.
Okay, so let me try to create new one and I will add here that new flow. Okay, and it is
Mm-hmm.
telling at least one of the flow workflow or execution plan should be filled when order is placed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then only you can define, okay, this process is running perfectly fine because no any automation will happen and that support person has to close this ticket manually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which would be frustrating for any organization because they will get huge number of requests as a
Mm-hmm.
complete organization, right?
Yep.
So they cannot close it one by one. So that's why we have some automation process defined for every process. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now let's try to create a workflow. So let me click on new. You can give name, any name. I will write standard laptop workflow.
C,
Okay.
C, just put C because customized.
Yeah, we will remember and next time the person will know. And here we will select SC request item.
Yep.
Okay. For requested item, we are generating the flow. Okay. And now we will click on submit. After clicking on submit, two activity will get auto generated. One is begin and one is end.
Yeah.
You can see here, right?
Mm.
And now what I will do is like I will drag and drop here. I will just delete this line, this transitions. And now what I will do, I will add an approval. Here you can define to whom the approval should go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We do the same thing in Flow Designer as well, right?
Yeah, Flow Designer also we do the same thing, but UI is completely different. And Flow Designer, that is the new thing which ServiceNow has introduced like 2 years back, I think,
Mm-hmm.
2 3 years or more, because Flow Designers, I think it is started from 2016 or 17, but still it is not replaced till now.
Yeah,
Uh,
workflow.
with, yeah, because what happens is like it work very efficiently, this workflow,
Mm-hmm.
and they have introduced new Flow Designer. Flow Designer is very good for some integration, third party
Mm-hmm.
integration. It is very good.
Okay.
Okay, but this workflow works very efficiently, so that's why people are still using this workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now I will add like
Approval, user
approval to
approval for user
approval
laptop.
to some user. I will add same way. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
here you can define the stage as well. Suppose we will send the approval, so what will happen? The state should
Request.
request waiting for approval, right?
First, we will request approval, right? Then it
Yeah,
will
that
be wait.
it will request and it will be set as requested only, right? So it will
Mm.
be waiting for approval, right?
Mm-mm.
As soon as it will request, it will be waiting for approval only, right? For a
Mm-hmm.
stage. And now we can define like a script as well here
Mm-hmm.
for approval, or we can define user particular, or we can add particular group as well
Mm-hmm.
for whole approval. So suppose
Mm-hmm.
let me add one of the user, Abel Twitter. Okay, and I will add one group as well, App Engine Studio user. So this approval will go to user and group users, whatever
Mm-hmm.
group user will be there in this group.
Mm-hmm.
And here you can see anyone to approve. Okay. So here you can select everyone to approve, anyone to approve.
Yeah,
So if you
everyone to
select,
approve.
yeah, because mostly this will be selected, because everyone to approve means if suppose there are 10 people, so everybody should do the approval, then only workflow will proceed. So that's why generally it is anyone to approve. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me submit this approval activity. And you can see I have generated one transition from here to here. And now we have to provide exit transitions from here. Like what happens when approver has approved and what happens when approver has rejected. Okay.
Yeah.
And now suppose approval is approved. So we will create a catalog task. Assign, assign a laptop to the user. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what will be the stage? Stage will be fulfillment here,
Mm-hmm.
because request is already approved, right? So it is under fulfillment stage. Okay.
Yeah.
And we can define some short description. Assign a laptop the user. Okay.
Yeah.
And now after approving, it will generate a catalog task. Okay.
Yeah.
And now what we will do on, we will set some value when it is rejected. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We will cancel the request. Okay. Request cancelled. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And setting stage cancelled will do our job. So let's submit it. And let's, after rejection, request cancelled and our workflow is end.
And
Okay. And here also, after our catalog task is completed,
fulfillment.
flow can be end. Okay. But we can set the value. We can set value for completed,
Completed.
like our flow is completed, so that correct value is set in record. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now after this, transition will be on end. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now this workflow will not be triggered until
Publish.
we will do this workflow as published. So you can see this workflow is published now, a standard laptop workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will see, we will add our workflow here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we will save this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will try to execute this catalog item, standard laptop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will select user. Now we will click on order now, and now we can click on the record request. So this request is generated, and under this request, RITM is generated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you can see stage is waiting for approval.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see the approval. See, the approval is
From
gone.
the group.
Okay. So there is one more part. Okay, service catalog approval is also triggered. Okay, so that this we can just approve it. This is the out of the box flow for request.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be creating for our requested item. Okay, it depends like how client wants it to be executed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so generally request workflow is stopped for all the customers. So you can see our RITM two user this workflow is generated, approval is generated.
Mm-hmm.
This one of them, this is the user part of that particular group. Enable Twitter, we have selected it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you see, we have Apple Twitter and this group. This group
Mm-hmm.
has only one user, that is creator user. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
both of them have got the approval. Now they would have got the email as well for this
Mm-hmm.
approval. If I click on this, the approval is also triggered to them for approving, and they can approve this request using system also, logging in ServiceNow, and they can just click on approve
Mm-hmm.
like this. And you will see as soon as approval is done, our next approval goes to no longer required, right?
Because we chose anyone can approve.
Yeah, and you can see our stage is set to fulfillment after the approval is completed. And
Mm-hmm.
we can check our workflow also where our workflow is there right now. You can see approval is completed and it is stuck in catalog task.
Mm-hmm.
So it will not move further until this catalog task is completed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let us try to complete this task. Suppose I have clicked on close task. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can see
Close
what happened.
complete. Yep.
RITM is close completed, and if you refresh this, you see
Mm.
this activity is completed. Our RITM is also completed, right?
Mm.
You can see our parent request is also completed, close complete.
Yep.
So everything is done automatically, right? This approval is generated automatically. The user just has to approve, the authority who has to approve, right?
Yep.
And then it is assigned automatically to the support person.
Yep.
Okay, and that person is completing the task and it is automatically getting completed,
Mm-hmm.
everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this way, the workflow is used and utilized for multi. You can utilize it for incident also, change also, problem also. Any table you can apply this particular workflow. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you have to select the correct table and conditions.
Mm.
Suppose if I click on new. Okay, now I will type test incident flow.
Yep.
Now here you have to select incident, then only it will run for incident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can see I have added incident table. Now you can add the condition here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you have to do for what condition you can define here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose like what can I? Suppose short description contains testing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what we can generate do here. Suppose I will just give you an example. As soon as short description is testing, so I will set incident to close or resolve as it is testing request. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
and now I have submitted it and very basic flow. Nothing, just trying to show you how it will work for other table as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now let us go to our incident list. Now let me save it. What happened here? Properties. Okay, I got to know why it didn't change because we cannot move from new to close. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let me just because some another rule is running here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's why undefined it is returning. So I will change what we have to set. Let us check out. As soon as you have to modify any changes, you have to do checkout first.
Mm-hmm.
Then only you can modify the workflow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just add in progress
Yep.
instead of resolve because state transition is running there. That's why it didn't get changed. Why it didn't change again? Is there anything I'm missing here? Same thing, it is executing.
Maybe another script running.
Yeah, so let me do one thing. What table I can take? Check for problem because there would be some thing running on backside of those flow. That's why it doesn't get changed. Mm,
Urgency, you can set urgency value. Uh, if short description is something VIP.
let me remove the condition from problem. Okay, active is true, and we will execute this flow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what you have to set?
No, if the short description is
Set problem.
VIP, contains, sorry,
I will
description.
We don't have here. We have problem statement. Yeah. Publish. And now I will create a new problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We have a description. Okay, that's a mandatory field.
Yeah. So we will see whether it is working or not. Why this is not
No problem
working?
statement. You mentioned testing, right? Testing workflow.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm seeing it. Why it's not running?
What is this diagram or view? Okay,
That
diagram or view
is
is like yeah, got it.
if it's true, rest all is fine. Testing the workflow. Like workflow versions. What is the flow name? Test incident workflow. Okay. Wow, it is running, but what happened with this? Workflow context we have to. Service request. File. Yeah, see how many table it is executing.
Mm.
Requested item, change request. Why
Yeah.
it is not generated for incident and problem? Something wrong or what? Hmm. I don't know what to say here. Straightforward things I've provided then also. Category should be. Publish. Let me try to create new problem. It should generate. I don't know why.
Why?
Not generating. Maybe some work, a business rule might have doing some impact, because we generally don't write flow. Very wrong thing. It should be executing. See, in change request also,
Mm-hmm.
if I click on properties, you will see change request here. Okay,
Yep.
and they have defined. Okay, let me try to do this. What I am setting category is software. Let me create problem again. Category is not set anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now see, category is set to software. It's working now. Okay.
Yep.
So what we have to do while creating, this is new thing. I think it should be auto selected there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This should be auto selected. I will tell you why it was not running. So general was fine. In condition, I have, if suppose I have added any condition, so I have to check here, run the workflow always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we are writing some condition, we have to just check if condition matches, run the workflow always. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Active true. That's why our you will see category is set to software, right? And
Yep.
now let me show you testing the flow. Once more, I will show you how it worked. Okay. I will create a new problem again. I will save this. You will see the category and description will get set. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, the description and category is set. Okay.
Yep.
So this is the way you can like write a workflow for any table. And if suppose we don't have show workflow button here, so you can go to workflow context. Okay. Right
Mm-hmm.
now I have shown some time before. See, problem 0004 0005. This is the 0005, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it executed. And you can see the execution here. See, all was executed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check on backend also whether your workflow is stuck or running or is stuck to some specific conditions. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're clear about it,
Yep.
workflow.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the reason for using workflow?
Automating the process activities. like approvals,
Yeah,
conditions, yeah, but automation of process activities.
yeah. All right. So you are clear, like how
Yeah,
you can utilize workflow and create workflow.
yeah.
Okay, what all place you can use it?
Catalogs, approvals, events.
No, what
Uh,
all place you can utilize it. Those are the activities which you can use.
uh-huh.
But where you can utilize it, these are the activities which you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But how you will utilize those?
Mm, I do not understand the question. How you create
Like
the
where you will create the workflow?
workflow editor?
No, like for what purpose you will create it?
Mm,
What is the reason you will select to create workflow?
for the change request approvals, catalog the task activities, catalog task approvals. Is that the one?
Yeah, and we can create it for other process like incident, problem, change, requested item,
Yeah,
task.
any approval process approvals like even I can
Yeah,
use
yeah,
in GRC as well, right?
yeah,
GRC
yeah. You
task
can use.
approvals.
Yeah, you can use it anywhere, and you can perform any action also.
Mm,
Like suppose right now I have shown how it worked for problem,
mm,
right?
mm, mm,
You can set the values and why we are not using most frequently for tables because we are not making it the process execution based on workflow,
mm,
right? Because it can take any time. Like suppose if it is waiting for some vendor user, so we cannot just make a workflow hold for long time for
mm,
certain things.
yeah.
That's why, and we generally only set values on some conditions.
Mm,
Not always we will execute some flow in all the tables.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
that's why people generally use business rule client script for independent tables.
mm.